Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new update video to my channel, just so I can give you guys a clear heads up on what I'm going to be doing. So I've actually been doing a lot of work that I haven't really exposed to you guys to yet, or even let you guys in on. So if you guys haven't seen my channel lately, I've been reorganizing my channel. I've been putting in new things for like tank builds, healer builds, and damage dealer builds. These are all going to be builds that I'm going to be making with every update. I'm going to be making builds for, and I'm going to try to do this. I can't promise miracles, but I am going to try to make a build for every class, at least a main tank and an off tank. Now I do want to explain this too. The reason I'm going to be doing different types of tanks is because sometimes trials, I know a lot of people don't play by this, but a lot of times trials, it's good to have a main tank and an off tank, and that main tank to be a main tank, and an off tank to be an offensive tank, like it's designed. I'm also going to be doing that with healers, and I will be doing some builds for DPS that won't be the standard just pure DPS builds. Some might be support builds, things like that, like support DPS builds and pure DPS builds. They're not going to be just one thing or the other. They're going to have a mix of things to them, and some of them are going to be designed for more endgame play. Some might be designed for that, or some might just be designed just for dungeon play. The reason I'm doing these builds this way is so that way I can try to open the door to more variety in the game than just what the meta has to offer, because even though the meta is the one of the best options available, I still think it's flawed, and that's just my personal opinion. I think that they need to definitely go with a main tank, off tank kind of scenario, and a main healer, off healer kind of scenario. I think it would help with the dynamics of the meta. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm going to be releasing a lot of different builds because I do think players need options. I do think players need more variety. And so I'm going to be working on a lot of those. And every time a new chapter or DLC comes out, I will update those builds. And just those builds. So just the builds I work on and release, I will just do new updated versions of them every new update. And these are going to be mainly builds that I play. I will try to do, like I said, a main tank for every class, an off tank for every class, whether it be a Magicka tank or a Stamina tank or a hybrid tank. It just depends. I'm going to have preferences of my own choice in there. And I'm not going to be no longer focusing on trying to make a huge dynamic. I'm just going to create certain builds, and those are the builds I'm going to stick with, updating each update. I am going to also try to offer some more things with the news section, like anytime I can find news on the game, like new updates, things like that, even if it's on their own webpage. I'm going to try and keep that up to date and keep it done. I will be changing the ESO guides after the Dragon Bones comes out. I will be going back and redoing all my old guide videos so I can bring it up to date. And I'm going to be doing like each class individually. I'm going to do each weapon individually. I'm going to do each armor type individually. I'm going to do just a lot of things differently and bring it more up to date so I can explain things a little better. I'm going to redo the champion point guide, the race guide. I'm just gonna redo a lot of the guides that I had in the past so I can bring them up to date to where with all the information I know now. So I'm going to be redoing all my guides, and all the guides that are in there I'm going to be removing from there. So as I release new guides, I'm just going to go through and erase all the old guides, and when I create new guides, they'll all go into that category, so they're there and they're fresh. As for the Let's Talk ESOs, I'm going to continue doing those. Those are just basically going to be talking about group, like the game, and discussing ideas and discussing like different things with the game, like how I've been lately with the meta and the end game. And there's a main reason why I've been so I've had such a strong drive to push the end game thing is because I see what's online. I read the web. I go all over the place. I don't just hang out on ESO's website. I go to Reddit. I go to, MMORPG.com. I go to MMO Hut. I go to MMO Bomb. I go to all these different game sites, and I'm constantly reading information on the game from not only the gamers or the writer's perspective, but also from the people who reply to those things. And it's always funny to see that a lot of the comments say there's just not enough options for the end game of ESO. And that's what I want to change. It's not that I want to change it to create a meta, guys. I'm not. I want to change the end game because I do think that things can improve for a lot of the player base, because a lot of people do want to do end game, but I think that the only guides that are available are those. Is the end game guide. Now, I am going to be doing dungeon guides, and I'm going to redo all of my dungeon guide videos. I'm going to start with Bandage Cells, Fungal Grotto, Spindle Clutch. I'm going to do guides on all three of those and how to tank them. I'm going to see if I can set up times with my group to do this so that I can, I can record with them. We can run our dungeon, run the dungeon and and everything and get it done so that I can bring you guys like relevant guides to those dungeons and explain the mechanics and the dynamics and what skills can work really good in there, what skills can help you improve in there, that kind of things. And I'll show you guys those guides. And who knows, maybe even more than that. But I do have some other guides I'm going to be doing. Like, I'm going to be doing guides on tanking, damage dealing, healing, like those kind of guides. But I mainly wanted to let you guys know why you haven't seen videos from me over the weekend. Like I promised a bunch of dungeon videos. We did do the dungeon videos, but the audio came out really bad with my team. Like they were overbearing my audio a lot, so it was you wouldn't hear me, you just hear them. I might upload those videos, but if you guys want me to, I will ask you personally. If you guys want me to, I can upload those videos. But here's the thing: turn the volume down when you watch these, because it gets really loud at some points. But the video is just showing us playing through. We just play through on normal, to be honest. We find a bug with one of the bosses, and the game we have to restart, and then we just made another video of us finishing up the dungeon. But it was it was really fun to be able to enjoy those dungeons this weekend and test them and play through them and see all the content in them. I will say this: they are challenging, but they're really fun dungeons. Even on normal mode, I mean, for those who like just playing the normal content, they can be really fun dungeons, really easy to play through, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on. I mean, I've been working on a lot of builds, and if you guys can't guess, this is one of them. This is actually a main tank, and it's one that I've been working on kind of in the background. Not even my group that I play with knows that I've been working on this. I've rebuilt it about 11 times, trying to make it work, like give it the best options, give it the best skill setup, give it the right traits, the right amount of stones, those kind of things, and just trying to get it in the right place to where it's really going to be really, really, really effective for in-game. So it's going to be an in-game, this is an in-game Templar tank build that I'm working on. You guys already know the name. It's just getting an overhaul. A lot of my builds are getting overhauls, and I'm going to be releasing them along with some other builds. By the way, just so you guys know, those who are wondering about the Templar two-handed and the two-handed solo build, I will be redoing that, but I'm going to be using a template from the PTS to do that. In fact, all of my builds are going to be designed off the templates off of PTS. The builds I play in-game are going to be changing to a lot of these designs, because now that I've had time to work with a lot of these builds, or a lot more with builds and things, with this update, I've found a lot more options and a lot more interesting things that I can do. Like, I've been testing medium armor tanking, light armor tanking, and heavy armor tanking. I've tried light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor healing, which is pretty cool. But I will say this: if you're going to play a heavy armor healer or a medium armor healer, make sure you choose the right class for it. And then the same thing goes for if you're playing DPS. If you're playing a Magicka DPS in medium armor or light armor, you got a lot of good options. But if you play in heavy armor, you get a little bit more survivability. There's a lot of things in there, and I will be doing a guide for this as well, like how to play DPS in the different armor types, how to play healers in the different armor types, tanks in different armor types. And I will be releasing a few tanks this update that are heavy armor, medium armor, and light armor. I'm also going to be releasing some tanks that are in different things. The off tanks will most likely be, some of them will be light armor and medium armor. The main tanks will always be heavy armor. So, but yeah, that's what I'm working on. That's what's going on. And I know a lot of you have been probably wondering, why hasn't he started releasing builds? I'm waiting until they do the European change and they bring Europe over. So we have a few updates. We're getting one update tomorrow. On Monday, they're going to be updating PTS, and then next week, when they release the European side, they'll be doing another update, and that's when I'll start working more. I'll be working on releasing builds, and these builds will not be your atypical meta builds, but they will be main tank, off tank, main healer, off healer, and then the DPS will be DPS and support. So we'll have a lot of, like I said, a lot of options in there that I'm going to be offering. But a lot of them are really just, it's going to be based on the class. So I might do like with my Templars, I'm doing one, actually I'm releasing like 3 different Templars this time around. Meridia's Guardian. You guys remember my Knights Templar that I released last update? That one's changing into the Two Moons Knight. And then I have one called Meridia's Lord Knight. And those are going to be my Templar tanks. I have DK. That is going to be, I have 3 DK tanks. I have 3 Warden tanks. And then I have 3 Sork tanks. I know, why 3? Well, that's because I have a main tank, I have an off tank, and then I have another off tank. I'm doing more off tank options so that there's more availability, because there's only going to be one main tank that you can really make good, and that's what I'm going to be designing, is those main tanks for the classes. But I'm going to do 3 of each for each class. I'm going to do 3 of each. I'm going to be doing 2 healer types, 1 main healer, 1 off healer for each class. I've already started testing with the other classes and coming up with the right ideas and stuff and how to put them together. It's not hard. Sometimes it very much mimics the meta in some degree. Some degrees it doesn't. It depends on the class and what tools they have available. If they don't have the right tools, I have to make adjustments, and they kind of lose out on something, but they gain a benefit of something else. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that. And then with my DPS, they're pretty much just going to be, a lot of them are going to be pretty close to the meta, to be honest. Because there's just, that's the best setup for the damage dealers, is what the meta goes for. So I'm going to be doing some of those. I've already started working on some of those, and I've already got a lot of them fine-tuned, and I've already done parsing on a lot of them. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not going to be able to parse what Outcast and Outcast Deltia and Gilliam and all them can pull. But I'm pretty much using a lot of their same theories, a lot of their same ideas, because there isn't a lot of other options. But when it comes to the support DPS characters, I have a few others options in there that might bring some things to light for some other people. So, because they are DPS, but they also offer support. And but you could say they're off healers, but they're really not. They're DPS with some support built in, and it's pretty cool. But my DPS builds are going to be different from the meta in certain ways than what the meta runs. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for this video. So if you guys like what you're hearing, it'd be great if you guys could hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can hit the subscribe button. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here through all this stuff that's going on. With all these changes I'm making and everything. I'm also going to try and get some new background art or new cover art for my channel, along with possibly even some thumbnail, like pre-designed thumbnail art for each of the things. So that way I don't have to do as much work when doing my videos. But who knows? I might just leave my channel, that stuff, the way it is, my videos. But definitely want to change my video art and stuff like that. But I need to get with this artist, and just haven't had time to really sit down with them and discuss the options. So, but that's what's going on. So, yeah, thanks all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.